We're here with the lovely Ali MacGraw at the Fur Ball. Thanks for taking a few minutes with us. I know you're busy.
It's a pleasure.
Look, I want to start out by asking you a very simple question. Name your first pet. What was the first pet you ever had? Name.
Grounds was the name of my first of 4 Scotties. I'm a serial Scottish Terrier person.
Okay, and so you were about how old when you got the first one?
I'm not going to, I was a grown-up.
Oh, so you waited until you were grown to
You
get...
know, we had a stray mutt who adopted us when I was a child, and it was a dog called Pepper, and it slept outside. And my family didn't have animals, but for some reason they've become, and this is the truth, just central in my life.
That's great.
I will never be without multiple animals.
Well, I can see it in your eyes that you have love for animals, and I wanted to thank you on behalf of everybody for being here to doing the Fur Ball. Now, of course, we're raising money for the No-Kill Shelter. RJ and Stephanie helped us raise, I think it was $250,000 last year. We're trying to raise money to expand the No-Kill Shelter. Why are these kind of shelters where they don't euthanize so important?
Well, in the first place, I don't believe in euthanization at all, and I guess this is going to sound a little pompous, but I believe that animals are maybe even better than the two-legged species, and that we as human beings with so-called consciousness have got to help and protect and keep alive and keep healthy and keep population minimized in the spay and neutering programs instead of regarding them as fashion accessories.
Right, I agree. Now, you were credited, I don't mean to embarrass you, but you were credited by many with having revitalized the yoga movement in America some years ago. Why yoga?
I found yoga about 20 years ago. I'm not an athlete, and I love modern dance and so forth, but I found that the combination of doing the physical aspects of yoga, depending on how I feel each day and respectful of that day's body, combined and maybe overwhelmingly with its ability to keep me calm in the present, has completely changed my life, and so I practice every day.
That's great. One serious question, talking about health issues, because I think this is related, and you've seen the magazines of the starlets who are bulimic or who they're having weight control problems, and there seems like there's so much pressure, not just on actresses, young girls all across the country, to be just dangerously thin, to be popular or whatever. That must disturb you, and what advice, I mean, how do we lick that problem?
Well, I have a raging fury against the media for constantly showing images, whether it's a fashion magazine saying that this skinny 14-year-old is the way a grown-up woman is meant to look, or this scared, tiny, starving herself pop star is the model against which our teenage and 20-year-old and 30-year-old women are meant to look. And I think it has to start with the media. And I'm just in a rage about it, because I have watched a whole generation of kids behind, it's always about fear. Am I enough? Am I attractive enough? Am I cool? That's the special word.
Right.
And until we have images out there at the checkout counter that show you what cool really looks like, and it doesn't look like an anorexic, cutting herself girl, we're going to have a population of kids looking like this, because they're so uncomfortable anyway with themselves that they think a certain dress and certain bones showing makes them okay, and it doesn't.
Final question, what's wrong with George Hamilton? I noticed that you were kidding him unmercifully earlier, and I just want to know what's his major problem? What do you hate about him?
I think he's great. I'm not qualified to say anything bad about George Hamilton.
He actually paid you to say nice things, didn't he?
He paid me a lot tonight for
Yes.
this.
You've been very gracious. Thanks for all the help you're doing with the no-kill shelters and raising money, and come see us again, will you?
I will. We have one in Santa Fe where I live, and it's really close to my heart.
Yeah, you moved away from Hollywood. Why is that?
Because my house burned down in one of those big fires, and I thought it's time to live someplace else.
John McCain just walked in front of the... Come back in here for just a second. She just said something nasty about you, and he's going to...
Your mother couldn't possibly have said anything nicer about you.